Hello friends, in my previous videos, I had talked in detail about high blood pressure, its symptoms, its homeopathic cure, and some yoga asanas which will help in high blood pressure. But low blood pressure is not a very uncommon problem also. And I got some queries. Some people were asking me to make a video on low blood pressure also. Many people are suffering from low blood pressure. And you must be surprised to know that low blood pressure is more often a cause of sudden death. Yes, a fall of systolic blood pressure, that is the upper reading. The normal blood pressure range is about 120 by 80 millimeter of mercury, and it may vary 10 millimeter up and down. So, the systolic reading, that is 120, and the diastolic reading, that is 80 millimeter. Now, if the systolic reading falls suddenly by 20 millimeter, the person may suffer from symptoms of low blood pressure. And there are people who have constantly episodes of low blood pressure, or constantly they have low blood pressure, or off and on they have episodes of low blood pressure. Now, as I told you, that if the blood pressure falls down suddenly, the patient feels some severe symptoms. What are those symptoms? Let me tell you. Some common symptoms of low blood pressure are dizziness, easily fatigue, lack of energy, not able to carry on any mental or physical exertion. These are some very common symptoms. So the normal blood pressure, the systolic blood pressure, if it is 120 and it falls down to 90 or below, the patient feels these symptoms. And if the systolic blood pressure further falls down, maybe to 60, and the diastolic blood pressure falls down to 50 or below, less than 50, 40, 30, anything, it can lead to sudden death. Yes, in old age or otherwise. You must have heard that certain people went to the washroom and fell down over there, became unconscious, and when no immediate help was provided to them, no one came to know of their condition, and it finally led to death. In such cases, low blood pressure might have been the cause behind their death. So, it is not something that can be taken lightly, but of course, this is not to make you panic. So, whenever you feel such sort of symptoms, what should you do? Immediately, you can take certain salt intake. You can increase your salt intake, preferably in some drinks like lemonade or juice or soup. Those who are having constantly low blood pressure at a margin of about 10 millimeter below the normal range, they can have these intakes daily in some or the other time, and this will help them. Now, coming to what are the causes of low blood pressure, those who have such episodes of low blood pressure off and on, they come and ask me, what is the cause behind it? Yes, it is so it is most commonly seen in cases of sudden blood loss or fluid loss. Suppose a person meets an accident and severe blood loss occurs. Then he may go into a condition of low blood pressure. Or when a person has diarrhea, vomiting, cholera, food poisoning, and rapid fluid loss occurs from the body, the condition goes into a condition of low blood pressure. Apart from this, those who have malnutrition, those who are anemic, grossly anemic, the number of RBC count in the blood is less, so they also have low blood pressure. Malnutrition, as I told you, also is a common cause. It doesn't mean that the person is starving or hungry, but lack of proper nutrients. Then in pregnancy, the ladies feel low blood pressure. That is also very common. So, and there is a condition of postural hypotension or orthostatic hypotension. When a person rises up from a lying down position, Suppose a person in the middle of his sleep when he wakes up, and if suddenly he sits up or stands up, there might be a fall in the blood pressure. But this fall normally is transient, less than 30 seconds or so. And in a normal person, the condition is revived spontaneously. But if this condition remains for up to 3 minutes or so, it can lead to sudden unconsciousness, fall of the blood volume in the brain, and the patient becomes unconscious, and this can also lead to death. So a precaution has to be taken when a person rises up from his bed after sleep. His process should be slow. The process of rising up should be slow. He should sit down for a few minutes and then he should rise or stand up from his bed. This prevents postural or orthostatic hypotension. Coming to certain homeopathic medicines which are very, very effective when a person has repeated episodes of low blood pressure or is constantly having a little bit low blood pressure than the normal. Very effective medicine. Number 1 is gelsemium. The second medicine is viscum album. Viscum album mother tincture. One can take 10 to 15 drops in half a cup of water 3 times daily. That means 10-15 drops in the morning, then the same dose 10 drops or 15 drops in the afternoon, and then at night in half a cup of water. Gelsemium 30 3 times daily. These two medicines are very, very effective and cure most of the cases of low blood pressure. Apart from there is SBL drops number 4. You can get it from any of a good homeopathic medical store or you can get it online. I repeat, SBL drops number 4. Don't take viscum album and SBL drop number 4 both together. You can choose any one of the two. So SBL drops also 10 drops in half a cup of water 3 times daily. These medicines will cover most of the cases of low blood pressure. But in case you do not feel relief from this, then you can consult any homeopathic physician. Increase your intake of salt, liquid in your diet should be increased. Not only plain water, but like I told you earlier just now, some lemonades, soup, juice, more liquids in your diet. Take some fruits with table salt. This helps the increase of electrolytes in your diet, helps to increase the blood pressure also. If you are already anemic, then take your diet as per to increase your hemoglobin level. Consult a doctor if you are grossly anemic. I suppose this information must have been very useful to you, and I do want that you should spread this information more and more to your friends and relatives. As I told you, any emergency conditions can arise in case of low blood pressure. So this information may save a life or two. I suppose you must have found this video useful, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon so that you can get the notifications of my upcoming videos. So that's all for now today. Have a good day. Thank you.